The P40E Warhawk by Tristan, Matt, and Hunter. Here is the blueprint of the P40E Warhawk. This is a video of the plane flying at the Pagan Fighters Air Show. The P40E Warhawk was often recognized by the mouth at the front of the plane. Also, it had camouflage disguise, as under the wing it was painted blue to match the sky, and above the plane was painted like a desert to match the ground. This is one of the bombs that the P40E would have dropped from its plane. And here is a picture of the cockpit. Next, we're going to tell you about the P40E's involvement in Pearl Harbor. The P40E Warhawk was used in one of the most important battles of World War II, Pearl Harbor. In Pearl Harbor, Japan attacked the United States in Hawaii. They attacked because the United States put an embargo on Japanese trade. Japan took this as an act of war. The United States was expecting an attack from Japan, but they were looking for it in the Philippines because it was in the United States' closest location to Japan. They were horribly mistaken. The fact that America wasn't planning to be attacked in Hawaii led to a severe lack of preparedness, and the result was a horribly one-sided battle in favor of Japan. Japan attacked because they needed the resources the United States had. The United States had absolutely no idea an attack was possible until it was happening. Only a handful of planes got in the air that day, and a couple of them were the P40E Warhawks. The most recognized were the pilots George S. Welch and Kenneth A. Taylor. During the battle at Pearl Harbor, they had a total of 4 confirmed kills and 2 possible. After the war, Japanese records showed that one of the possible kills landed on the carrier. Welch and Taylor were on leave the night before the attack, and they spent the entire night playing poker and dancing. They got up about a half hour of sleep, and then they heard the bombs. They got up and put their tux pants on and ran to their P40s, which were unharmed. They had the crew load the wing guns, and they took off as soon as possible. The Japanese Zeros had already done a considerable amount of damage, but Welch and Taylor still fought back each of them. Each of them killed 2 Japanese Zeros and landed to reload. In the process of doing so, a couple of dime bombers approached the runway Welch and Taylor had landed on. The reloading crew had ran before finishing, but Welch and Taylor took off in direction of the Zeros in order to avoid being in the Japanese sights. At the conclusion of the battle, the Japanese had done a substantial amount of damage. The day after Pearl Harbor, President Roosevelt addressed Congress and declared war on Japan.
What is this? So it's 4, that's 5.